Deanna, do you
Oh.
blog?
Do I what?
Blog.
Yes. Yes, I blog. I try. Yeah, I try to blog at least once every other week, depending on my busyness. And then Meredith and Frank actually introduced me to a really cool tool called CoSchedule. You pay $10 a month for it, but it plugs in, especially if you've got a WordPress blog, that would be the recommended blogging kind of platform that I would say. You may have other opinions on this, but we all like WordPress. 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 Oh, CoSchedule. CoSchedule. It's really cool because it's like a third-party scheduler. It's like Hootsuite, if you're familiar with what Hootsuite is, or Sprout Social, or any Buffer app, any of those kind of social media programming tools. But it plugs right into the WordPress blog. So if you schedule an article, because has historically been a tricky thing to do, where if you schedule an article, you don't always have the right URL that'll shoot out, or you can't preview what your stuff looks like. This way you can schedule it out in a calendar, and then you can do all of your blog posts to get it to shoot out. But yes, I blog, because as far as I'm concerned, blogging is one of the best things you can do for a business, especially for your website. It can add to your SEO rankings because it keeps your website current. That's what Google's looking for. It allows you to become an expert, in your field based on what you're saying. Enough people start reading things about what you're writing about that's unique and authentic content, things that they want to know about. They all of a sudden start to believe that you actually do know what the heck you're talking about. And so it's great for that. It's amazing for just getting content out to social media channels. If you don't know what the heck to post about, put a blog out every week and plug a little piece of it throughout the week, and you've got something at least one day a week that you can put on there. So yes, I blog. For these events, we blog a lot. Usually we put out 7 to 10 or whatever blog posts at least. I mean, you've seen how many questions we've got, dependent upon how many we answer. We can usually group some of them together. We put out several blog posts, and then that ends up being our content for the next month or so. So yes, I blog. I would recommend blogging if you have the time and can do it. Yeah. So yes, I blog.
Yeah, ditto. We blog like crazy, and one of the things that we've discovered is blogging is a non-traditional way that you get customers in when you don't realize it. Most people aren't going to search for a crisis manager or a business development expert. We get some people who search for project management training, but we get a lot of people saying, I need more information about the OODA loop, which is a very specific tool for analyzing business decisions and military decisions. So we wrote a blog post on why the OODA loop is the best business tool you've never heard of. And we get dozens of hits a week from all over the world from people who want to know about the OODA loop. And what we've discovered is they don't just look at that post. They look at that post, they look for more information, then they come and they read our bios, then they look at our services pages, then they look at our online courses. The bounce rate on our website is less than 5%. And for those of you who aren't familiar with bounce rate is the percentage of people who visit your site and leave after looking at just one page. Okay? So they never go any further, they look at a page and then they just leave it. And the average for the industry, correct me if I'm wrong, is somewhere between 40 and 80%. Ours is so low because of blogging, because we make sure that it's pertinent content. I mean, blogging doesn't work unless it's valuable for people. You're not going to blog about random stuff that no one's asking questions about. So figure out what questions do your customers have and write a post about that. What is a meeting with you like? How can they better prepare to get a better deal or save time when they come in and meet with you? What is a really cool tool you wish they knew about? You want customers, when they finally have contact with you, to be as educated as possible and sold on you because they love you. They love the tone of your voice. They love the way that your sense of humor comes out in your writing. If you're not good at writing, do videos. You can do a video with an iPhone and stick it on YouTube and stick it in a blog post. That's valid. Just get it out there because you're making your customers as educated as possible, and you're letting them ask questions and find you. And the whole point of your business, whatever it is to answer a question. Whether it is, what am I going to eat tonight? Or whether it is, how am I going to save my business during this financial crisis? So show your customers how good you are at answering questions by giving it to them. Get it out there so they can find it.
Hey, Frank, anything to add?
Yes. The way that we do our blog, one is we write just straight blog posts. Another is like events like we have video. We then take the video and we break that up into little chunks. And then I take the videos and then I rip off the audio, and that goes in our podcast. We use Podomatic for that. So the same material can provide at least 3 different blog posts, because there would be the actual blog post, the video, and then the podcast. Because people get their information in different ways. And you'll never know what's going to catch on fire. For example, our most popular blog post was 11 leadership lessons from Godzilla. We've gotten literally thousands of hits on that one. And then we followed that up with lessons from the guys who made Godzilla's suit. Yeah. Using some humor. We also use events in history. For example, one today was based on 1734. The royal governor of New York had a guy by the name of John Peter Zender arrested for libel because he was criticizing the royal governor. A year later, he was found innocent because it was true. It was the first time that truth was established as a legal precedent as a defense. And I wrote a blog post all about truth as your defense. We have lots of ways of being able to use it and get the information out of this.
A lot. And honestly, that's why I only do two a month, or 2 a week, or 2 a month. Sorry, my brains can't think right. But yeah, I mean, it does take a while. I mean, usually it takes me, I'd say, about 2 hours on average. But that said, I write long posts. A general blog post usually is 300 to 500 words. It's fine, which honestly is a couple paragraphs. That's not crazy. Mine are often 1,500 words or so. So I talk a lot, I write a lot, because I always end up starting them, and then I start thinking of ideas, and I don't want to miss out on, like, talking about the conversation, so I just keep writing and writing and writing, so they end up kind of being like mini novels on my site. But whatever, it is what it is. So, I mean, they can take longer or shorter. The other thing that takes time, at least for me, for my blog posts, are creating the images for them, and sizing those images, and making sure that when I post them to Facebook, they're going to look great. When I post them to Twitter, they're going to look great. When I post them, so and that process takes time, and so that's one of the other reasons why it takes a while, and just, you know, reproofing and proofing and second guessing and double checking myself, and, you know, all of those things.
And what I'd add is that like, we spent a lot of time blogging when we were first getting the website up. We really wanted to get a library there, a cache of articles we could pull on very, very quickly. But it is better to write one amazing article a month and market the hell out of it than it is to spend all that time writing 3 blog posts a week and have them be just so and not be inspired. Get an amazing blog post and then get it out on social media. Post it over and over again. Listen to people. Go out and comment on other people's blogs and other people's sites, and participate in LinkedIn groups, and make sure that that information gets out there. Whatever you write should be good quality. Doesn't mean you have to be a perfectionist. I mean, don't agonize over every word. This is not the New Yorker. It is okay. No one is going to grade your work. Good enough is good enough. Okay? You don't want them. And then they try to sell you proofreading services every time.
And sometimes, I mean, it's good actually that they do it. And you just
But that's the thing is that it should be there to show what you can do. The whole point of putting those blog posts out there is to make sure people can find you and find the information. So, I mean, honestly, I'll be embarrassed here. I have not written a blog post other than AMA ones in months because I've been so busy with other marketing work. He's really good. But that's also because we have such a cache now. What I've been doing is taking our hundreds of blog posts that we have now and remarketing them, making sure they're out there, going back and looking at our stats, adding information to them, and really turning them into a library we can keep using. Because now someone messages us and says, I have a question about this. I go, oh, we have a blog post for that. Go here. And so remember, it's a marketing tool. It's just like making an ad. Don't agonize over it, but make sure you're getting it out there. Writing the post is not enough. It's not enough. People won't just find you. I mean, you can trust Google's going to magically get you up there, but write excellent quality. Make sure that it's value. It's good information. It doesn't have to be perfect literary stuff, but it's got to be good information. Yes. And then market it. Put it out there on social media if you want more information about how to do that. We love CoSchedule, because no endorsement implied, but because, yeah, they don't. Because, I mean, if you want to go through our referral link, you can, and we'll get stuff for it. But anyway, you don't have to. They have a free trial and everything. But the thing that it lets us do is we can communicate with each other about posts. We can schedule them. We can see them in an editorial calendar. We want to reschedule them. We can click and drag. But it also lets me, while I'm sitting there in the editor, I can write and schedule all my social media posts while I'm writing my blog posts. So I can say, here are the 3 Twitter accounts we use. Let's send it out there. Here's my LinkedIn account. And I can schedule them now. I have posts that are scheduled a year from now for blog posts I've written. So it'll go on social media. I've scheduled Throwback Thursday posts for the next 6 months. I don't have to do it anymore because I've already scheduled it, and I can go into a blog post and I can see where it's going to go all in one hit. Market, market, market.
And the one thing about it is allows even a Neanderthal like me to do social media. I mean, I got a Twitter account, I got a Facebook account, I got a LinkedIn account. I mean, I have all these social media accounts, and I don't use them because by the time I get my phone out, so with CoSchedule, it is so easy. And the other thing, but the one other thing about doing a blog is that we've got such a wealth of blog posts now that I can go through and pick, say, 12, 15 of them out. I can put together an ebook in a matter of just an hour or so. And then I can put it on my website as a giveaway. Yes. And that way I get email addresses, which is really, really powerful. I think we've beat this one to death.
Stella's got a